sit, sit. I'm going to just give her a little bit of a break. And then as your dog gets more comfortable, you can add front end as well. Adding the front end really does change the picture. Sit, stand. Good. Sit, stand. So I do sits and stands. Sit, stand. Good. Very nice. And now I'll do what I call their contralaterals. And you want to keep the shoulders nice and low. You don't want to raise that shoulder. You don't want to hurt them. There you go. And we're going to switch. And I hold it for about a count of 10 or so. Good girl. I'm going to go do the back end. Wait. Again, depending on your dog, you may need 2 people. I did with her to begin with. And the idea is that she's putting a lot of weight onto this leg that I'm lifting. I don't really want that. I really want to feel little pressure. Doing it again on that side. Nope. Come on. Good girl. When I do the front end, I'm getting a lot less pressure. I'm getting some, because this bone is a little harder than she's used to. And I do hold food in my hand that she can smell, but I don't give it to her until I'm ready to put her foot down. And that time she hardly had any pressure on her paw that was raised. And I'm going to do the back side again. Much better in terms of how much pressure. Still some, maybe a little bit more than I'd like. There you go. Good girl. Okay. And then I'm going to get her off of the equipment again. Lucy, sit. Sit. Good. Down. And I'll do some sits and downs while she's just stand. Sits, downs, and stands while she's on the flat, stable surface. Down. 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 Good. Sit. Good. Just to give her a little bit of a break from the instability of the equipment. Okay. Let's do another 3 treat series, okay? And this time I'm getting her head a little bit higher. She's getting a little used to it. And we'll start here. Good. Okay, so she lifted her leg, which tells me I've turned her a little bit too far. Or I'm not in the right position, one of the two. Good. Nice, nice. And down. Good. One more. Oh. Looking at her feet, they're a little turned out, but it's okay. She moved her paw just a little bit, but she is using them to help herself steady, and I'm okay with that. She is turning. You can help when you're starting out. And if you see or you sense that they're not engaging their core, you can always help by tickling their tummy, reminding them that it's there. Okay, so action, action. Good girl. Now I wanted her off of the equipment. I'll give her another treat to get her way off of the equipment. I'm going to pick this up because I only want her front feet on right now. Good. And now I'm going to give her a little bit of stretch. So hold it pretty even. Stretch her out. And then release it. Sit. Sit. And then another stretch out. Good. Sit. Sit. I'd like her to hold the sit for a few seconds. Sit. Wait. Okay. Nope. That foot down. Very good. Good. And sit. Sit. Good. Okay. Now I just want her back feet on. And this is going to stretch her iliopsoas, which is much like a hip flexor. Ta-da! And we'll do this. Good. strongly suggest when you start that you start on something much lower than that, particularly for the bow or the downward dog move. That's a very deep stretch. We've been doing this for quite some time. You want to make sure that the piece that they have their feet on isn't going to move and scare them or pull their muscles, because they won't be able to react fast enough to prevent an injury. So for that one, it does not need to be unstable equipment. Good girl. I do 3 in each direction on that. And then here, I will rewind, rewind, rewind. Good. Do back up. I just use something for them to target. It can be just a piece of foam or carpet or really anything. Rewind, rewind, rewind. Good. And I'll do that, 5 or 6 times. Rewind, rewind. And how you start teaching the rewind is pretty easy. Rewind. Having a target is the best way to do it. Good. And I just pull them off. There you go. And push into them like that. But very gently. You don't want them to feel any pain or pressure, obviously. This is something you want them to be able to do. There you go. Good girl. And then when you start getting a little bit further away, rewind. Rewind. Good. You just drop the food right in front of you. Rewind. Stand. Rewind. Rewind. Good girl. Okay. Good girl. So now we have the last thing that I usually do. I mix up the order, except for I always start with Cavalettes because it is a warm-up for their muscles. This is a wobble board. I couldn't find a human one that was big enough that I could afford, so I went ahead and made it. Their whole body on it. And we pulled the food out, and I just go side to side with her. With Oscar, I do all directions, but she still has some trouble maintaining stability on it. You can see she's definitely working her quads, her hammies. This is not an easy thing for her. And she did not start this at the same time as Oscar did. So she's only been doing it for a couple months. Oscar's been doing it for about 1.5 years now. I do that for about, I don't want her muscle shaking too much. So to start, we only did it for a few seconds. I built up to about 25, 30. And then I pull her fronts off, and I do it with just her back feet on. I do a little bit more movement there. She's a little more stable there. And you don't want to hurt them, so you want to be very careful of the movements that you do. Good girl. And then rewind. Okay. There you go. I want to make sure the feet are not caught underneath. And then I'll do the front feet. And that's a really good exercise for her. Stability will help with the toes pointing out. If you keep a look at it. Good girl. And I don't feed continuously, but I definitely have food in my hand for her. Nice job. Good girl. And then there's one more thing that I can do. I don't do it all the time, so I don't bring this wobble board outside all the time. I use a smaller one where I just do the front feet and back feet. But if you have one, there's a way that you can stabilize it against something with a little bit of an incline. Do rewinds onto that. Rewind, 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 rewind. Good. The idea is I want her to do some kind of Spider-Man and go all the way up it, but she's not there yet. Rewind. Rewind. Keep going. Rewind. Rewind. Yes. Good girl. Do it again. Rewind. 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 And I pay particular attention if she's going in one direction, if her body's curving in one direction, that's telling me that one side's stronger than the other. And I want to try to even it out, so I'll work the other side a little bit harder the next time we come out. Rewind. Rewind. Good girl. And one more. Rewind. Rewind. rewind, a little bit higher, rewind, rewind, stand. Good, good girl. And that's basically the whole routine. It took about 20 minutes, but that was a lot of it was me explaining things. I can usually do it in about 15. So obviously, if you have any questions, let me know. Have fun. I actually realized I forgot 2 exercises, so I want to add those in for you. This is called the weight shifting, and you can do it on any unstable surface, or start with a stable surface actually, and you're going to go like this, and you're just going to kind of randomly push and see if their weight starts to resist. Now to start with, I would do it on a stable surface on the ground. Her front's very stable. Back end gets more stable the more I do it. It's kind of, she gets used to it and understands what I'm asking. It's still not great, but again, we're on that pillow because I'd already put away some of the equipment. That's one of them. Do it for about half a minute, 30 seconds or so. Sorry again about moving this again. And then the next one, blue, action. Good girl. Make sure that it's in here. This one's a seated paw lift, and it's really good for the shoulders, or the scapula. And how we do this is 5 in a row. Sit. Want them in a seated position. Fred, good. And I always feed with the paw in my hand if I can, if that's what I'm looking for. Fred, no, Fred. Fred, good. Because that's why she learns that you feed for position. Fred. Fred. Sit. Fred. Good. Ethel. Good. Sit. Sit. Ethel. Good. Again, she's just learning this. Ethel. Good. Ethel. Now what I really want is more of a pull. So I don't want to pull her too hard because I don't want to pull her muscle, obviously. Sit. And I'm going to do that 2 times. So total of 10, but 5 on each side. And usually I'll just count out 5 pieces. Good. Sit. 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 Good. Fred. Good. Fred. Good. I'd love her to put it down. Fred. And I can sit. Fred. Nope. Fred. Nope. Fred. Good. And then I'll do the left side again. And actually I am running out of treats, so sit. Ethel. Good. Like it to be really square. Ethel. So I'll move my hand to make sure that she's putting hers out straight. I am not concerned about anything but her stretch here. There you go. And that is pretty much everything that I do on a daily basis. There is one other where I have her jump up onto an unstable surface on me with a peanut. I don't have the peanut outside today, and so that's the only other exercise that I do.